stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
It's all right. Jets, the proudest we can be in the world when we're saying that chant, Jeremy, the greatest of all sports chants, in my opinion, for the worst of all sports teams to their fans, the New York mother effing Jets. Why do they do this to us? We'll never know. I am GreenBean. Welcome to this week's Thursday. Think of it. We were not here last week because of the disgusting holiday of Thanksgiving, where I throw caution to the wind and I pretend I don't have eating issues and I'm not too fat and I'm not uncomfortable and I just go to town, Jeremy. That's what I do. It's a holiday to make yourself completely sick and hang out with people you only hang out with once a year, so you can remind yourself why you only hang out with people once a year, right? That's it, Jeremy. Jeremy, how was your Thanksgiving, buddy?
It was good. It was good. It was quiet because we didn't travel. So quiet Thanksgiving. Made gluten-free eggplant parmesan and I did it the right way. So it was awesome. And of course, we did some turkey because we had to keep to tradition.
So Jeremy, the Brooklyn Jewish guy, had a gluten-free eggplant parmesan on Thanksgiving. What the fuck? What is this world coming to? The Jets. I mean, look at everything the Jets do to us. We got the most recent love fest for the Jets is the Fail Mary or the Hell Mary or whatever you guys want to call it. That's all going on. Aaron Rodgers, he's gone. Now Zach Wilson again. Oh, my gosh, he sucks again. Let's replace him with the worst quarterback, Tim Boyle, the only worse quarterback than Zach in the NFL. Let's do that. And at the same time, Jeremy, for Thanksgiving, is making gluten-free eggplant parmesan. Now, what's the deal with gluten-free? How do you make it gluten-free? What do you got? Gluten-free breadcrumbs? What is it?
Yeah, that's the only change. Makes an Italian seasoned gluten-free breadcrumb mix. It's actually really good. Your good friend, our good friend Matthew O'Leary, knows a lot about it because he has to stay gluten-free as well. And I think everybody that is stuck on a gluten-free diet agrees it's the best and closest. When you batter the eggplant and you're adding great sauce and lots of mozzarella cheese, and I do ricotta, I put that into, you don't tell the difference if the breadcrumbs are gluten-free or not. So it came out great.
Yeah, well, awesome. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of gluten-free things that I actually like better than some other things. There's these gluten-free English muffins made by Bread of Life or whatever it's called. They make Ezekiel bread. Dude, they're amazing. I prefer them, but you got to toast them. You can't eat them you got to toast them. You got to toast all English muffin, you got to do it. But, and just for everybody out there, and hello to everybody hanging out. It's good to see you guys. Dakota, Jay-Z's in the house. Jeremy threw out a word there that only people in the Northeast region of the United States know what the hell it is. And if you watch The Sopranos, you might have learned it a little bit. And he said it even more interesting than I know it. But he said regot. I know it as regat. Okay, so but what that is? Anybody know what that is? Who knows what it is? Let us know in the comments. Anybody? Modine, do you know what regat is? Regot? You know what the regat is? Huh? Anybody? There's another name for it too. I'll give it to you. But so Jeremy just throws these words out like we don't have people watching in Iowa and New Zealand, Jeremy. We gotta.
Oh, I get killed here in California. I say things and then afterwards I have to translate half of what I said to people.
All right, they got it. So Chrono Kenny says cheese. He's right. Midnight Mike comes in first and says ricotta cheese. Ricotta. Yeah, ricotta cheese. Well, it's funny because, real Italians don't say it's just a Northeast United States thing. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, where we remove the vowels from everything. That's what we do. Mozzarella. Right. They say, no, it's a mozzarella. It's a mozzarella. Right. You go, mozzarella. Ricotta. Hey, that's what we do. I grew up like that. But another name for that, like, it's ricotta cheese. Mark Riz got it. Gerbo got it. What's up, Gerbo? Modine don't know. He says cheese. It could be fucking cheddar cheese for all. Oh, that's Mitt Flair. Mitt Flair says these guys saying cheese. What kind of cheese, though? That's what we're looking for. Dakota says, I don't know. Very good. Ross got it. Hot cheese. There it is, Mark Riz. I was looking for it. That's the other word. That's even more obscure. Pot cheese. You ever hear that, Jeremy? Pot cheese?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what my grandmother called it. In my house, it was pot cheese. And if somebody said, what is pot cheese? Then you would hear, ricotta.
I say it the way my godfather taught me. My best friend, the house you pick me up from, and when I'm in Staten, when we're in Staten Island for the games, his father, who was my godfather, like he was my second, like my second father. He's Sicilian, never lost his accent, very heavy Sicilian Italian accent, and I wasn't allowed to say things wrong. Like it had to be the way he liked it to hear it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it drove him up the wall. So I'm very, very very hard for me to get off the way he taught me to say things.
Yeah, totally. Say manicotti, Jeremy.
Manicotti.
Manicotti. Yeah, that's what you do. You got to say it that way.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Venom got it. T. Gerardo got it. Look at all these guys. Everybody likes it. Kyuka says Kazu Marzu. Nobody knows what you're talking about, Kyuka. Maybe Jeremy does. I mean, by nobody, I meant me, Kyuka Lake. So my apologies, buddy.
I don't know.
Don't worry. I'll talk about drugs tonight. What's that?
I don't know it for sure. I don't know that.
Me neither. I mean, that Mike says gabagool. Capicola. It's a funny thing because it was never gabagool in my world. It was like there was a C in there. It was like gabagool. That's what it was, gabagool. But gabagool became the thing with the Sopranos. It made it big. Gabagool. Pot cheese. I saw it coming. The deliciousness in a cannoli. It is. It actually, people don't know that. Ricotta cheese is what's in a cannoli. People don't know that. Or marzipan. Right? Mascarpone, not marzipan. Mascarpone.
Yeah, well, I think it's a combination. I think there's definitely because I was never really sure because we always just called it cannoli cheese, but it's definitely some combination of mascarpone and ricotta. Like it's one of those or a mixture. I never knew, but I love cannolis, man.
Right. Yeah, I know. Now they started making those things where you just buy the cannoli juice with the chocolate chips, a big vat of it, and then they break up all cannoli pieces and you just dip.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then the thing you realize you just eating it, you realize you ate 7 cannolis now. Now they figured out how to make you eat more cannolis because usually you would eat one cannoli and you'd be like, I'm good. Even the fattest of us, one maybe 2 cannolis and you're done. You're done. It's like it's rich. You know what I mean? It's like fudge.
Oh yeah.
Braden is here from New Zealand. He says diary is poison, Jeremy. Do you believe writing in a diary is poison? Or do you think that he means dairy is poison? What do you think?
I think he means dairy. And sometimes the greatest things in the world, the best tasting things are things that technically you can refer to, and make an argument as poison. But
yeah, I agree, man. I agree. We're the only species that consumes the the milk of another species. So maybe that's because we're the best. Maybe because we're a bunch of gross, sick pigs. Who knows? Chris Donardo, pot cheese, ricotta cheese. Right, exactly. Galamad. Yeah, calamari. Right, totally. Dakota says, you Italian, GreenBean? I know I don't look Italian. You want to know the quick story, Dakota? Then we're going to talk. I'm going to show you guys something neat. We got enough in here now. I wanted to wait. I want to show you guys something interesting if you haven't seen it. I'll get right to the Jets in a second. So here's the thing, Dakota. Here's the whole story. I am Italian, but only because I was raised Italian, right? So I was not born Italian, all right? I was born a little Irish, Portuguese, Swedish kid. That's what I was born as. But I was adopted by my father's side, and they are typical, Northeast New Jersey. If Aunt Gina was in here, she comes from that. That's my Aunt Gina was in that house. So I grew up in that house and I was raised by Italians. So I never knew that I wasn't Italian. I was like 3 years old, 2 years old when they got me. So I was like in there. I had like long blonde hair. I wanted to write poetry. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the pet out of this kid's head. Get the fuck out. Yeah, put him to work. That's what it was. Yeah, let's take him out with the Masons. Like, that's what my family was like. Get him to work. So, which was fine. But so when I was like 25 years old, I found out about me being adopted from that side of the family. So I said, well, what am I? And they said, well, your biological father was Irish Scottish. I said, that's interesting, because I was told by my Italian family that Irish people sucked. They weren't as good as us Italians, right? That's what I was told. I asked some of my cousins and uncles, I said, what the fuck, you guys knew I was Irish. Why'd you do that to me? They said, not you, man. You're one of us. You're good. You're one of the good guys. But so now I'm like stuck in this weird, I'm Italian. I talk with my hands, the whole thing. I'm very, very much Italian, but I'm not. See what I mean? That's why I got agita all the time, or heartburn, as I learned it was. I just thought it was agita my whole life. What do I know? It's like, you know what this is, Jeremy? You know what this is called in Italian? Hey, Mark Grizz, who knows what this is called? In an Italian household, it's not called a winter hat or a cap. It's not called that. It's called something very specific. Who knows?
I call it a beanie.
Beanie, right? But that's because you're Jewish. Everything's a beanie to you. Exactly. And Jets. GreenBean was raised by a pack of Essex County Goombas. It was Essex County, actually. You're funny. You knew. That's right. Hank's here. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Ant Jets, how do you say pasta fagioli? How do you say that? How do you say that, Jeremy?
Pasta fagioli.
Yeah, pasta fagioli. Pasta fagioli.
And we didn't say that one a lot. That wasn't a dish we had in the restaurant or anything. I'm just doing it. I'm just imagining it the way my godfather would say it.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, that's something I ate all the time. Chris Gennardo nailed it. A Goupolini. That's what this is. This is a Goupolini.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so my life, I don't know. I was like, walking around my school in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. Little did I know that it wasn't a Goupolini. That's how I found out the hard way, all this shit. T says I'm too cute tonight. All right. Yeah, we're having a good time. Pasta fagioli. There it is. So, but yeah, man, I mean, look, if we're together, we're the people that hurt, right? We're the ones that are dealing with this team, the New York Jets. Now, we get to play the Atlanta Falcons this weekend, Jeremy. A team that, by all intents and purposes, we should beat, right? But, the Atlanta Falcons and their fans are saying, okay, the Jets are a team we can beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and we should have beaten the Raiders. No doubt if that was any quarterback, the game was just ripe for it. And the offensive coordinator really choked that game, in my opinion. The offensive coordinator and the quarterback were horrible in that game. And look at this. There's a quarterback. Oh, my God. I just can't stand seeing people throw the ball right to their receivers. It's crazy. But, yeah, so we have this. So, Jeremy, if we win this game, we're 5-7. We have Aaron Rodgers practicing. He's practicing, Jeremy. This is the crazy 79 days after an Achilles tear, which what a world of difference 79 days makes, huh, Jeremy? Super Bowl aspirations, burn them. Throw it all away. I don't even want Aaron Rodgers anymore. That's what a lot of Jets fans are saying and feeling right now. If it takes losing Aaron Rodgers to get rid of Joe Douglas, Hackett, Saleh, Calabrese, then so be it. That's where a lot of Jets fans are. 79 days later, we went from believing we're going to the Super Bowl, or at least no doubt going to the playoffs, potentially AFC East champions, all the way to burn it and throw it in the toilet, Jeremy. Now, where are you with that one? I'm going to pull up this video, but where are you with that one?
Look, when I see Aaron Rodgers practicing, it's to me, it's not about the season. That's not what I think. I'm taking great joy in every time I watch him warming up, running around, looking healthy, it makes me know that come June next year, he really is back and he's going to be completely healthy. Like if he's already doing what he's doing, I think that's a great sign for next year. That's how I feel about it. I don't have to worry about him being ready for camp next year. It's not like he's going to be late in starting the season. He's going to be able to have the full camp, and we're going to be able to just run this back and do it over again, and
Right.
hope for a little bit more luck than this horrible luck that we've had.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You know, like a lot of people think Aaron Rodgers is coming back this year. I don't know if I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, look, he's practicing. That's incredible in and of itself. But to put him out there, especially with this offensive line, like, you know, I've said it time and time again. I am on board with recognizing the offensive line is in trouble. But I'm also a realist. And when I watch the games and I see Zach Wilson or Tim Boyle with a 3-second pocket and there's pressure coming, but there's 3 seconds to get rid of the ball, I don't buy it that's the reason we're losing. I just don't buy it. Like there's enough time. It's not great. It's not perfect, but there's enough time. And if you're a guy, if you're an NFL level player, you should be able to get the friggin' ball off. That's how and if you can't, you know to throw it out of bounds. Like, why is this so complex to me? Like, that's what I think. But you think about Aaron Rodgers, if he wants to come back, you think, oh my God, this offensive line, it's going to be nuts. But what if he just goes out there and just says, you know, he's smart. He goes, no, I know what this is. I'm playing behind patchwork. I'm just going to hit guys within 2 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. And they're just like Tua's doing down there. What did they do? What did McDaniel do for Tua? Because they said, we cannot risk this guy getting hurt. They started doing more 3-step drops, 5-step drops are the more extended. And it's like, it's worked wonders for him. And he's healthy too. We're the back half of the season and he's healthy. I didn't think he would make it 3-4 games, that guy. I honestly didn't. He looks great because they figured out a way to protect him. So why can't we do the same thing? And Aaron Rodgers just, they don't let him get hit because he throws the ball away within 2 seconds. You think that would work?
Well, I mean, just look at any of the teams it's worked for against our pass rush. The Dallas Cowboys, remember that game? It's exactly what they did with Prescott. He was getting rid of the ball fast. Last year when we played Jacksonville, great example of that, getting rid of the ball fast. Remember how they chipped away and had success moving the ball against our defense. We have to adopt team strategy. It's like we need to do short, quick routes, get rid of the ball. That's how you compensate for an offensive line that's not going to give you a lot of time. And it limits you to certain things in certain extents, but at least you're able to move the ball and establish drives. And
yeah,
we're not doing that. We're just literally trying to fit a square peg into a round hole by dropping back and waiting for plays to develop without the time for them to actually develop.
Yeah. And again, I want to make sure I'm clear. Like a lot of people, we tend to be very black and white right now. If you're saying this, then you must mean that. That's not the truth. Both can be true. The offensive line can be in trouble and not great. And there can still be enough plays with enough time that we can extend drives and we can move the ball. The fact that we have the worst third down percentage in NFL history is really, I mean, guys, there's no defending that. Like there's no defending that. And any quarterback worth anything would be able to do a little bit better than that. In my opinion, I mean, even if it's a little bit better, you can't be the worst in NFL history and get a pass. In my opinion, it all comes down to the quarterback, man. Sky C coming in with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, hey guys, Russ Wilson is cooking with the same players as last year. Only difference is Hackett isn't there. Is there any way Nathaniel Hackett doesn't come back, or is the brass too entrenched or held to what by Aaron Rodgers desires to expand? Well, I think that they built it a certain way this year and we lost the main piece. So they're going to fix the main piece and reinsert it into what we built. Now, I do think that they've seen, okay, we cannot depend on the Dwayne Browns, even the AVTs of the world. AVT has not played a full season yet. It's funny because we don't label him injury prone in the same way that we do Becton, because Becton was out 2 full years, right? And so it makes sense. But don't forget, AVT has not played a full season. And the last 2 years, he missed the entire second half and more. So it's really alarming with him. So we can't depend on players that are hurt all the time. Dwayne Brown, Mekhi Becton, AVT, Connor McGovern is, dude, average at best, right? So it's fine to have him on the team as depth, but like we got to really inject some beef, some youth, some aggressive, talent to this offensive line. And if we can do that and still have everything else, get another wide receiver for the quarterback, go along with Garrett Wilson, dude, this offense, everything can be fixed. I mean, don't forget, we built this. 9 out of 10 Jets fans, September 10th, were feeling like this team had a legitimate shot to take the division and compete for a Super Bowl. So let's not forget that. With everything being what it is, we felt that way. I felt that way. So we can't forget that. So I think Sky C, that's how they see it. They see it like, well, dude, we lost the best quarterback that the Jets have ever had in the building. That's what we lost. We didn't lose, the running back. We didn't lose, an offensive lineman. And we lost those guys too, but we lost the linchpin to the entire operation. So, and don't forget, man, this defense is studly. They're tired, dude. They're just, how can they possibly get up every week? Look at last week. They gave us two interceptions in the first half. One was a pick 6, and the offense gave it right back, dude, with one of the worst plays ever. So I think they're going to just, they're looking to keep the band together. They're learning from all their mistakes this year, whatever it is. And Aaron Rodgers is going to come in and make Hackett look like he's competent, because the guy clearly isn't. Because just like you said, Russell Wilson looks fine. He had 1 year where it really looked like he was a complete wash. And that was under Nathaniel Hackett. And that's alarming. So, Jeremy, I want to show this this video. So, as you guys know, I've been kind of hard on the Jets this past week. I just feel like they don't have much concern for the fan experience anymore. Like, it's just like, even like forcing like Zach and Tim Boyle, like, where is we still have to go out. Like, we're still here. We're still watching the games. We still go to they want us in the building. They want us to pay for tickets early this year for some weird reason. And they just don't put a product out there that's worth rooting for, paying for, and it's clear to me that they don't give a shit, because Woody bought the team at $600 million. It's now worth $6.1 billion. So all the losing has not hurt him one bit. It's working fine from his vantage point. The stockholders, the stakeholders, everybody involved, they're like, I don't know, it seems good to me. Keep doing what you're doing. That's the way it goes. So to show their transparency, everybody, what they did this week is they had Aaron Rodgers come into the ticket sales office. Did you guys see this? The ticket sales office. They bring Aaron Rodgers in there and film him selling tickets to New York Jets fans. Now, it's all cool if you're the fan on the phone. Oh my God, I'm talking to Aaron Rodgers. It's so cool. I'm with it. But can you see? Ticket sales are down, like things are slow. People don't want to pay. The team sucks. They're not coming to the game. All that stuff's happening. So they put Aaron Rodgers out front again and remind everybody, hey, you want to get your tickets. And look, now they put him right in the ticket office. Now, Aaron Rodgers is so damn cool, guys. So damn cool that watch what he does instead of selling their tickets. Watch this.
What part? Have you been to any games this year yet? Is that the only one? So you're 1-0 going to games. Obviously, we need to find a way to get you back. How do we do that? Do we have to offer you some free tickets or what? I don't know if I'm authorized to do that just yet. How many need for this week? I can get them a couple tickets. I got a couple extras. I'll get you 2 tickets. How's that? Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it back to Mike, who you were talking with, and I need you to give Mike your email address, and then I'm gonna send you over 2 tickets for the game. Yeah. Okay. Awesome, Ryan. Thanks, man. Thanks for sticking with us and not talking to us so much. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ryan. I'm gonna give it back to Mike. Okay. See you. All right. Get his email and then get it to me.
So, Jeremy, you see that? So that was a guy that he called the Jets to buy tickets.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers said, no. I'll give you tickets instead. You need tickets? How many tickets you need for this? How many do you need? They said, you can pick up the conversation. They said, no. He goes, no, I have tickets. I'm going to give him my tickets. I'm not giving him your tickets. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, though. He basically went in the office and blew the sale, Jeremy. I fucking love it, dude. What do you think of that?
I mean, you got to love it. You got to love it. He's cool. He's cool as hell. Like, I like him as a person. I think he's intelligent. He's smart. He's a good guy. He appreciates fans. He really gets it. And like that's just a video that just says he just gets what's important in the world. Guy has tons of money. He can afford to do whatever he wants. And he makes decisions to do what he wants that make other people happy. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. What do you guys think of that? You like how he's like, he's in the hospital. He's all look at that. Oh my God. Geno Smith. Wow. DK Metcalf showing the 40 times speed. Dude, that was a dart, a laser, if you will. We suck. Every good play I see by every other team, all it says to me is we suck. That's all I see. I can't even enjoy football anymore because of Dom C. Look at this. Look at this play, Jeremy. Are you watching this? Look at this. Gino. Boof. Dude, split the 2 defenders on the money. And DK Metcalf said, I'm digging. I'm going to show you guys what's really up. Nobody in this team, in this field, is going to catch me. And then the field goal kicker kicks in through the uprights. That's nice to see. Project Prospect with Dom C himself checking in. Thank you, Dom. He says, to your point, GreenBean, I'll be attending my 5th game of the season. I've seen 2 offensive touchdowns. Makes me physically sick. Dom, everything I said could not have gotten to the point like what you just said. Nothing. All the words I used for the past 20 minutes, nothing is as cutting and biting as what you just said. 5 games of the season, he has seen 2 offensive touchdowns. That, my friends, is brutal. Brutal. I don't know, man.
It's just sums up
GTA.
this year.
GTA V-Man says, using Woody's money to give Woody money. Because you know what? That poor kid's still going to have to pay the parking pass. You know what I mean? That's a hunch. Fucking parking pass.
It's hard to even justify the way they're playing, like the time and they'll drive out of the stadium, like to see the garbage that they've put on the field. I mean, it's so painful to watch. It's not even the money for the ticket. It's the, like, I couldn't care less if you told me, like, on that day that we were all there for Monday Night Football, if it was like, if you told me if the Jets win, you have to pay for your ticket, because I was gifted that ticket by a good friend. I would say I'd rather pay for the ticket and see the Jets win and score some touchdown than get the ticket for free and watch what we had to watch.
Right, because it's a whole day. It's a whole thing. Like, I went to this I want to say hello to Tigo and DK's in the house. I want to say hi to you guys, man. I see you in there. You know what I'm going to do tonight? We're going to open up the the call-in line here. That's what we're gonna do. I think this is how to do it. Go ahead. It's in there. I'm gonna pin it to the top. Click that link. Don't show me your breasts. That's all I care
This
about.
is risk.
Jeremy, on this show, I don't get anything but porn when we do this.
I know.
So
Every time we
Jake-
do it, it's
I actually called Jake one time. I said, "Hey, dude, how do you filter out like the guys coming in showing their, porno?" And he goes, "What?" I said, all the guys when they call in, they show porno and everything, or they say racist stuff." And he goes, "Dude, I have no idea what." Like he just never had that problem.
yeah.
That's bullshit.
And who? I'm not surprised about the
Oh,
first
there you
person to call in. Not surprised by the first person to call in.
Yeah. We'll say hello to Tigo. But any of you guys want to come in and say hello? Come on in and say hello. What's up, Tigo? What are you doing, buddy?
I'm just hanging out. We just got the kiddos down to sleep, so
Nice.
turned on some Thursday night football, some Thursday thick of it. My
Yeah,
usual
dude.
Thursday night routine.
There you go. This is good. So, hey, let's bring on Phenom. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Let's say hello to Phenom. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys? My pleasure to meet you, GreenBean. Chaos.
What's
Phenom.
up? So let me ask you, Phenom. Are you excited for the last half of the season here?
Got mixed emotion, guys. Our expectations were so high that it's kind of a downer. I mean, Aaron Rodgers going down 4 snaps into the season was the breaking point. I mean, we had some good moments, but it never got to that height of expectations ever again. So, and now he wants to come back. I can't see it, man. Let's call this thing a wrap and move on to next season. I mean, if we had a chance to make the playoffs, but I mean, we have to play the games. You still play to win the game, but realistically, come on.
Let me ask you this.
I don't think I'll be sure.
No, well, do you want to fire everybody? Are you on in that? camp?
No.
Okay.
I want this. I want the regime to come back. I definitely don't want to start from scratch. That's not it. We've had some level of success, and you got to give these guys a run back. Was that no NFL team could have survived what happened.
Yeah.
Losing your franchise quarterback 4 snaps into then your offensive line and the whole nine. No
Yeah.
NFL team could have survived that. If so, name that team.
Yeah, I tell you what,
not
I agree
realistic.
with you. I agree with you. The only thing is, I still think we could be a little more competitive than 2 touchdowns in 5 weeks. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I'm
no
saying.
question.
No question, right?
No question. No question, GreenBean. My man, the OG, GreenBean. My man, JK man, my pleasure.
Yeah,
pleasure.
hey, Phenom, thanks for the call, buddy. It's nice to put a face to the name, man. Thank you for calling in, man.
You're the best, man.
Thanks for all right, no doubt.
I'll
Have a
see
good
you.
night.
All right, let's go to our next caller. We'll leave Tigo on with us for a little while. Let's go to Hep. Let's see what Hep's doing.
How you
Hey.
doing, guys?
Good. How are
Good.
you, man? What's happening?
Good. Sorry we missed that on Coney Island this year, but we'll get them next year.
That's right. We're gonna
That's
do
right.
it next year. That's because
Yeah.
we know. Did you know, Hep, that the Chargers game we went to was 6 days after Coney Island closed?
I don't think it would have made a difference.
No. At least we'd have had some fun on Saturday.
Yeah, we
That's
would
the
have
only
some
difference.
fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about, do you think that the 17-game season is starting to take a toll and the whole NFL seems to be a little watered down as far as being a little mediocre? Everything seems to be a little less, Do you feeling that?
Well, you know what? It kind of connects with it. Did you hear the Tom Brady comments recently about
I did.
a lot of mediocrity?
Yes.
And I don't disagree with him. And I know there were some guys that, that kind of gave him shit about it. And I don't like Tom Brady, and I don't like agreeing with Tom Brady. But I think you're on to something. I don't know if it's a 17 game or if it's like the fact that they're not allowed to practice anymore. Like when we were growing up, it was 2-a-days. They beat the shit out of each other in camp. By the time they got to the season, They were battle hardened. Now anybody twists a toe and they're out for 4 weeks. It's like,
what is this with Achilles injuries? It's crazy. Everyone's got an Achilles.
dude, the first Achilles I ever heard of was Vinny Testaverde in 1990. I never even heard. I was like, what the fuck is that? How bad is that? So I don't know. I think you might be onto something though. Like we extended it. We didn't expand the roster.
Right.
We extended the season and we trimmed practice, and then we make all these rules to protect them. But it's like, what is that doing?
I think we got to expand the roster and maybe put another rest game or another bye game in there or something.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I really something's got to change, because I did, like, you look at the team, like 8-3 right now, we'd be in first place. It's like, usually it's weird.
We're from the same generation. I remember football in the 1970s, and those guys, they would rip your head off, man.
Animals.
Animals.
They would step on each other when they're walking. They hated each other in the game.
It was
now they're all laughing. It's weird.
Yeah, now it's why they're giving each other their phone numbers afterwards.
Money now. It's just a job now.
I love you guys. You're doing a great job.
Thank you for the call, buddy. All right, let's go. We got Venom and DK's in the house. We'll do Venom, then we'll pull up DK, and we'll see. This is so cool, man. I'm happy to get you guys on here. What's up, Venom? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You like it, the pasta fazool or what?
Oh, manja all the time, my buddy.
manja. What's going on, man?
Look, there's 2 points I want to make. One is that I've been following you for a long time, GreenBean, but I also follow Jake, and Jake's of the sentiment, like a lot of others out there, of like, well, the Jets got to win another game this season, or else, Saleh and Douglas are gone. You can't lose every game and for the rest of the season and still keep a job. That's BS. They're coming back no matter what. And if the Jets really want to win, you're not starting Tim Boyle. Okay, that's number one. Number 2 is the Nate Hackett. I'm showing my age that I'm used to Paul Hackett, but his play calling, not necessarily what he's calling, but the schemes that he runs are absolute, like, generic garbage. And I think it's done on purpose, to be quite honest with you, at this point, because the Jets have had plenty of opportunities to upgrade at the quarterback position and didn't do so. Why would they not do so? Also, we have to remember that they can carry over a lot of cap space into next season, which helps them out tremendously. So if you look at, you guys were talking about the Dolphins and the way that they run their offense. Saw a great video on a channel called Thinking Football, if anybody knows it out there. It's a great channel. Guy does a tremendous job with the film breakdown and pretty much showed the Dolphins run motion 52% of the time, more than any other team in the league. And he had a video showing how that really, like, wreaks havoc on the defense in terms of coverage. So when you have guys that are getting schemed open, that's going to help get the guy open, but it's also going to help Tua get the ball out right away.
Yeah.
And we're not seeing that with the Jets.
Nope. You know who the lowest team is in? You know who the lowest team is in pre-snap motion?
Us.
Higo. It's us, right?
I think it is.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's us.
Yeah,
On the other end of the spectrum. Do you see it, Venom?
Oh,
you see the
absolutely.
fucking difference?
That's why I am more than I'm more convinced that they said once when Rodgers went down, they said, nope, we're going to pack it up this year. We'll do what we can. We'll see where we're all later in the year. But at this stage here, guys, come on. I don't see them making a serious push for a reason. And if that's the case, I'm fine with it, because I'd rather have a high pick and either you take the best tackle off the board if he ain't there, or in fact, I'd rather have Harrison Jr. and you pair him with Wilson. That's a deadly combo.
I agree. That's a great call, Venom, and I'll answer that for you. Thank you, buddy. But you know what he said in the beginning, which was really interesting, and I want to tell you guys, Gunny's in the house. Let's bring Gunny on, and then we have DK and Ali. Everybody, we're going to bring everybody on and have a fucking party. But just to answer Venom real quick, and then I want to say hi to Gunny, who's just arriving with us tonight. he said something really interesting. If the Jets really wanted to win, they wouldn't be starting Tim Boyle. And that, like, as I try to make sense of all this, right? Because it doesn't compute to me. Like, everything I'm looking at, it doesn't compute. And then when you say, but what if they're really not trying to win because they know they're not going to do anything this year and they just would rather get the big tackle or whatever it might be? Then that's the only way I can go, maybe that's why Tim Boyle is going to be running out there to start his third straight game when Trevor Simeon is sitting on the bench. Now, and I don't know what Trevor Simeon is anymore, so forgive me, but I got to believe he's better than Tim Boyle. Tigo, would you agree?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think Trevor couldn't beat out, I forget his name, whoever's starting in Cincinnati earlier this, like he's playing there now. He couldn't beat out that guy who was about to take a high school coaching job. I don't know if you saw that on when they were talking about it on Sunday. He was literally about to take a high school quarterbacks coach, Jake Browning. Thank you, Kiyuka Lake. Jake Browning was about to take a high school or like lower division college quarterbacks coach job because he was going to transition to be a coach. And he was like, and then he got the call from Cincinnati and they had him out there. And Trevor Simeon couldn't beat out that guy. But he's supposed to come out and be all that great. Like, I'm not saying that Tim is better. I think they're both horrible
better
options.
than Luke Falk to me, though. Not Luke Foley, shit. What's his name? Tim Boyle. Luke Falk. Wow. We've had some bad quarterbacks, guys. I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe Tigo's got a point. Gunny, how you doing, buddy? You good?
I'm good. Sorry for being late. You know what I'm saying? Daughter's game is
priority.
I don't even know if you can call that basketball, but they're trying. You know what I'm saying? They're still trying to figure it out. You know what's crazy? I was sitting there watching these middle school girls try to figure out how to play this game, and it's ridiculous to me how middle school boys. You watch the same school, the same age kids playing, but they're boys, and I'm like, some of these kids could play in high school right now.
Yeah,
and I'm watching the girls play, and I'm like, I don't even know if they play in elementary school. Like it's ridiculous. And
yeah, you're like, is this
I
the
was
same
talking
sport?
to my brother, and he was just like, well, think about it, man. We're boys. So whenever we're home, we're playing basketball outside in the yard. We're going to hang out with our friends, and girls really, unless there's select few girls, most of them aren't playing basketball in their free time. They're doing other things. And I was like, that makes all the sense in the world, because it was really like getting to me as to why my daughter is not good at basketball, and neither is her team, and it's frustrating.
You know,
my first sport.
That's your first sport. All right. So yeah, I see it. I get it. I had my daughter playing soccer when she was younger, right? And she didn't give two shits. So she would just walk around the field. She didn't care. The whole season, she didn't care. She would there was one game, her and this other girl were running around holding hands together. It was a whole thing. We would just sit there and I'd go, I had to let go of it, right? He goes, oh God. Then Gunny, listen to this. 2 minutes left in the last game, maybe a minute. There's all the kids are together kicking the ball around. It's a big pile, big mess. And all of a sudden, the ball comes popping out toward the other goal. And who's kicking it? My daughter. Kicking it down all the way down. And they were like 3/4 the other way to the field. She ran 3/4 down the field. Okay. Dude, Gunny, let me just tell you something. This guy right here was running full speed down the sideline going, go again, go, Julia. Oh. Dude, I was like sitting down like fucking picking 4-leaf clovers. I like leapt up and took off down. I couldn't even control myself. So I get it, man. And it's really something. It's really something watching your kids. And it's hard to sometimes, man. It's hard to, it is.
Now I enjoy watching her in track and field.
Oh, well, is she better there?
Oh, my God. Yeah. She was second in state last year. So I'll enjoy the spring a lot more than I'm enjoying the winter sports.
Gunny, real quick. So I just looked this up. This is a few weeks old. But apparently the team that uses the least amount of motion in the NFL is tied between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys.
Interesting.
They use it.
But where are we on that?
2%. We are 18th.
Ali, you got a TV on or something?
Yep, got it.
Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. It's good to see you, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time.
What do you make of this shit show?
I I work instead of watching Jets games now. Honestly, it's just not worth my time. Just seeing the same thing over and over. You know, every year something happens during the off season where we're like hyped and something goes down the drain. And we're already talking about draft stuff and free agency in November again. So that's all you can really say.
You know, I had a friend of mine, Ali. He was a diehard Jets fan for many, many years, and he hasn't watched. He's like an Emmy award-winning music engineer. And he said to me, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, he goes, right before the season, actually, he goes, yeah, I haven't watched in like 10 years. He goes, did I miss anything? I said, no. And he goes, and that's why I stopped watching. I said, but dude, I'm telling you, you might want to come back. This is the year. He goes, why? I said, because of Aaron Rodgers. He goes, what about Brett Favre? I said, it's not the same. He goes, why? He goes, I'll check back with you at the end of the season, see if I missed anything. So it's the same thing, man. It's like you could leave for 5, 6, 7 years, come back, and we're still the same. It doesn't fucking matter.
Really, it's so irritating, especially as content creators, that like we love doing this, and like most of us don't really get paid as much or like that. We just watch this to get content to our followers, and you know we deserve better product. Fans deserve better product than what we're seeing out here. The fact that we didn't score touchdowns or we didn't score, like, it's irritating just to see that we can't move the ball. And you have talent on offense. You just don't have a quarterback. You don't have a play caller. Everything's a mess with this team.
It is. And you said it best, man. We deserve better, dude. Like, and they just like you think about it, the parking pass, the PSLs, the price of tickets going up, all the things that they do, and they still give us quite literally the most painful product in the league, in my opinion. And it's hot garbage. Let's hey Tigo, I'm gonna bounce you off. I got a bunch of people in there. I got the screen's getting too small. Hey, I love you, bro. Thanks for hopping in.
Yeah.
And everybody go follow Tigo. Talking Jets with Tigo, but everybody, there he goes. Thanks for Tigo. Thanks to Tigo for hopping in. We'll let Ali hang in. I'm gonna bring on DK real quick. If he's there. Are you there, DK? There he is. Okay. I had a feeling he was there.
Good.
How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I wish. I'm just getting off of work. So figured I'd tune in, see what all the chatter was about. But of course we're talking about our favorite shit show as usual, so gotta love it.
Well, let me ask you, are you on the side of things that we should tear it down, right? Like at the end, just get rid of this. Is clearly not working. Joe Douglas has had 5 drafts or whatever it is. They have 3, he's had 4 seasons. Salah had 3 seasons. We have not had a winning record. Are you on the side of getting rid of everybody, or do you think you'd prefer to see him run it back and try again with this staff and Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, it's tough. I've been the eternal optimist. I've had my battles with Gunny about scrapping things, right? And more so maybe the coaching staff. I actually do think Joe Douglas, hands down, our best general manager we've had in a while. Has he had misses? Yes. They are magnified because it's the Jets, and we get lucky if we get 10 wins in 5 seasons, right? But I put most of the blame personally on the coaching staff. We seem to have this magical luck where we can't find a solid offensive coordinator to save our lives. We can never develop anybody on offense. And even when hindsight being 2020, when you look back at a lot of these OCs that we brought in, they came in with relatively strong backgrounds and certain strength areas, and then they come here, they completely forget how to coach or do anything under the sun. So it gets very frustrating for me. But at this point, kind of looking at things, if we want any chance of real success, even though it's not going to be a long-term thing, go all in with Aaron Rodgers and see if you can bring us the ring. And, we'll figure out the aftermath after that.
Right. And if it blows up next year, then it's garbage, right? Then everything you did, the quarterback you picked in the draft sucked. The backups you brought in to back them up sucked. Both offensive coordinators you brought in sucked. The Hall of Fame quarterback you brought in sucked. It's time to go, right? So that at the end of next year, I think if we're not deep in the playoffs then it's time to go. But I'm right with you. I think it's hard to find the positives right now. It is. It's hard. But the truth is that this defense, if the offense would just play, this defense might just be the best defense we've ever had. And that's something too. And Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. There's a lot here, man. If we could just get an OC and a quarterback, we just can't do it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, realistically, I was thinking about it. I was going to say it kind of feels like we're in an offensive rebuild once again. But, I mean, we have the pieces. Top 10 tight end, very underrated. You have at least the new center in Joe Tippett. You have a wide receiver one in Garrett Wilson. You have a running back one in Breece Hall. And all of these guys, for the most part, are still on rookie contracts. So it's like, realistically, you don't need to overhaul as much stuff as I think maybe, we're in the midst of the crap right now, so it feels rough. But it's not like it's a true overhaul. You really need to sink most of your resources into the offensive line. It shouldn't be too hard to find a solid weapon to help complement Garrett Wilson next year.
Yeah, I'd like to see a nice number 2 wide receiver. I tell you what, I really didn't love the McDonald pick this year. And hey, look, and he could be a great player, and I'm not saying anything like that, but I would have liked to see something that we could use on the offense. I like Tippmann. He looks like he might be working out. That would be 2 consecutive second-round picks, everybody. I don't know if you noticed that, Gunny. But that's 2 consecutive second-round picks that actually might be players. I don't want to jinx it. I'm knock on some fucking wood. But anyway. All right, DK, thanks for checking in, my friend. We got to get you on the show, as a guest soon. We'll do that. I'll reach out to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the love. Enjoy the content. Everybody like it up. Milk thumbs, all that good stuff.
Milk thumbs. There he goes. DKB Jets, man. And Gunny, when are you on with DK?
Yeah, so DK and I and Gino of Italy Jets, we're on Mondays at 2 p.m. Central. So you'll catch us just chopping it up for about a half an hour to an hour. Just kind of like venting pretty much. It's been more venting than anything else the last couple of weeks. But yeah, you can catch us on Mondays on DK's channel, 2 p.m. Central, like clockwork. So yeah,
it's hard to do anything else but vent these days. Let's see what our buddy Bobby. Let's see if Bobby wants to come on. Let's see if he brings us porn or Jets. What do you got, Bobby?
Hey, GreenBean, my brother says hi. He loves you. He thinks you're a great guy. And I don't know the other 2 guys. Who are they? They seem nice.
They're all nice. They're all nice, Bobby.
Okay, with the Jets, you know how they have problems in drafting?
Yeah.
In the past, who we could have had as a quarterback one time, we had Ken O'Brien, who we could have had instead of Ken O'Brien.
Oh, yeah. Marino.
And then L2, we could have had Jerry Rice. So now I think they should use Breece Hall more, but they don't. Like the Giants, they don't use Barkley as they should. And then they got to get rid of that. They got to get rid of that turf, right?
Oh,
that
turf.
Is awful.
Well, and Bobby, this is our first year with the new turf. This is the new stuff.
Look at what they did with the soccer. They brought the grass in, and nobody gets hurt. So, do you remember that Miami guy? He's a great defensive guy. He got hurt because of the turf. Yeah, that's stupid. I think they should go with grass.
I think so too.
I think Boyle has a pretty good arm, but they don't use. They should just. He throws it down the field pretty good. You agree?
Yeah, well, I think Zach throws it down the field pretty good too. It's like we're all conservative. We should just let these guys, whoever's out there, fucking throw the ball around.
So who do you think, if they get rid of the guy who's the offensive coordinator now, who do you think they should pick up?
I don't even know anymore. Ben Johnson. He's going to be a head coach though this year.
Oh, Ben Johnson. I heard of him. He's good.
Yeah.
He's like our quarterback, Tommy DeVito. You like him?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. There was just a comment from Jag. He said, "Get Frank Reich. You want to hire Frank Reich? He was just fired." What do you think, Bobby?
Is he an offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a head coach.
No, he was. Got fired from the Colts. Got hired from the Panthers as an offensive coordinator, and just got fired from them.
Yeah, I know he got from. He got fired. I heard that.
Yeah.
But guess who I met I met Lee yesterday. You know Lee?
Lee?
He's a big Jet fan. He's a
I'm not sure.
comedian. Oh, he was on the two crazy guys, Italian Jet and the other guy, Jigga. You know Jigga?
Oh yeah, Jigga, sure.
Yeah, I
Jigga
was
man.
on their show yesterday. He's funny. He looks like Miami Dolphins head coach, doesn't he?
A little bit. He does
And then
a little bit.
the other
Yeah.
guy, Italian Italy Jet, looks like the guy from the Jersey Shore. What's his name?
Yeah, I didn't watch that one, Bobby.
Vinny.
But- yeah. All right, Bobby. Well, listen, thank you for the call, buddy. And tell your brother I said hello, okay, man?
Yes, okay, definitely. I have him watch it. The recording of this. You got the recording of YouTube, right? You guys
Yeah.
got to watch it. He likes you. He likes the Matt Leary guy.
Yeah, Matt O'Leary. Right. It's my buddy.
The guy that you were on with.
All right, awesome. Well, there he goes. Hey, Bobby, have a great night. Bobby and his brother. Glad you called in, Bobby. Let's bring on. Listen to this one, Jeremy. Ali, you want to hang out a little bit? You good? You good hanging?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Look at this one. I hope he shows his face, Jeremy.
I know. We've been waiting forever to meet him.
Let's see what Kareem Carson has to say. What's up, Kareem?
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got no shit on my dick, but I'm just stroking my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a fucking bad life.
Whatever that was. Now is that really? Was that Kareem though? That might have really been him.
That sounded like they were doing something that's inappropriate for the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stroking. Something about stroking.
They're filming
All right.
his cat. He's stroking a cat.
All right, let's say hello to somebody we know and love. But I think it's the first time actually meeting. So let's say hello to Hank G. What's up, Hank?
Hank?
Hey, guys.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise. Yeah, I thought I'd give it a try. Can't
Why
lose
not?
anything more than the Jets these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I first got to say, love the show. I mean, ever since you've been on Jetsnation back in the day and on the roller coaster rides, also love the shows, Jets, Chaos, Jeremy, great channel, also the food channel. Just can't watch it as much as I used to, unfortunately, these days, but that's life. I want to call in because I got a crazy idea about what was said earlier about the schedule and extension. Got the idea of watching, of all things, the Rugby World Cup that was on this year. And what really surprised me is that there was a game on like almost every other game day, but it occurred to me that this whole thing is stretched out pretty long. So teams got breaks between their games for like a week, 2 weeks. So I was just wondering, what if we would extend our season, not have more games, but start maybe in August, have the Super Bowl in end of March when we really don't do anything else, and give teams more breaks. Have the teams give them, instead of one bye week, give them 3, give them 4, whatever it is. There'll always be football on. We'll always be watching anyways, even if the Jets aren't on. But it would put the stress on the players who are falling like flies these days. And I don't know if it's because the sports got faster, because of they don't roid as much as they used to, or they're all like gamers and they're not battle hardened anymore. I don't know, but at least that would give teams a little bit, at least the small injuries, to heal up, and they would feel better players, which would make it a better game, in my opinion. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's an interesting thought, man. I that's an interesting thought. Like maybe 3-4 bye weeks, which would extend it by a month or so. The season. You could even expand the rosters. Like I think they should have, when they extended the season, they should have expanded. Why can't we have 60 players on the roster, Gunny? Why not? Right? What do you think of Hank's idea?
I like it, actually. Like we get football from the summertime to the springtime. I'm for it, and it makes sense when you think about it. You're resting these guys up. You're allowing their bodies the actual amount of time necessary between these games to rest up. And we got to remember, man, every time these guys tackle each other, it's like a small car wreck, right? Like they talk about it all the time. The impact is like literally being in a small car accident. So I like that idea a lot, Hank. Like that's something you need to go ahead and get on paper or something and send that up to Roger Goodell. Because I think if you're talking about more football throughout the length of the year, everybody's signing up for that. I mean, it's literally the most watched sport in the country. So I'm all about it. I'm all about some extra football and protecting the guys at the same time.
Thank you.
it'd be
Yeah,
nice.
especially
It's a really
sorry.
good plan.
Go on, Hank. Go on.
Yeah, and especially also know that the NFL expands into other countries, going international. I follow closely the games over in Germany, right? Because that's where I'm from. So it's a huge thing, and it's just getting bigger. And they're thinking of maybe bringing a team over there, which I don't really see working. But I mean, the hype is there. The only two downsides I see is really that it would hurt the other sports that are on American TV, right? So maybe there are some deals there why they don't do it. And the other thing is it would shorten the offseason for the Jets fans where we can't lose. So
that's a very good point. Here's another negative that I don't think you thought of. Another month of Jets, the suicide rate in New York would go up tenfold.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't know if you thought about that one, Hank. What about the poor guys that are gonna I can't handle another month of the Jets? What do you think of that?
I guess yeah. I mean, but mental health is on the rise, so definitely, hopefully, give that field more support. Maybe. What do I know?
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I love it. And Hank, listen, thank you for the call. It's nice to put a face. Like you said, I've been talking to you for years, man.
Yeah.
Years. So once again, it's really nice to have you. I appreciate you, and it's nice to actually get to see you. Thanks for calling in, buddy. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Great to meet
Ali,
you.
Ali, what do you think of that? Would you like to see the season extend a little bit? If the other sports, if we could say, hey, go to hell, we'll do what we want with the NFL.
I mean, yeah, for a fan perspective, we would love it. You know, fantasy football, like betting and stuff like that, and just having engagement with friends, because I feel like for football on Sundays, we kind of mark that as hanging out with friends, getting a relief from work, your reality of life. But for the players' perspective, I don't think players will want to do that. For the most part, I think they're going to just, even if there's an extra bye week or whatever it is, they'll just be like, no, because they'll be checked out. It's players are going to be like, I don't want to come back. No, I think there's going to be a lot of issues with that. You know, a lot of players come into the season knowing exactly what their schedule is, and then they have like that amount of time, because again, football is a rough sport. You get hurt, you get hit. They don't want an extra month for that.
I think you might be right. They're going to say, screw you. The Players Association would never go for it. Let's bring on.
NFL would love it, and fans would love it, but the players would not.
Yeah, the players would say no. I think you might be right. Yeah. Let's bring on a good buddy, Max Antonucci. What are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Good. How's it going? Where are you these days?
Jersey City, New Jersey. And I'm actually going to my first game since the home Pats game last year, where Zach Wilson threw 3 picks. But I'll be there on Sunday, and hopefully Tim Boyle will be able to throw for 3 yards. So,
yeah,
fingers crossed. Should be fun. I do want to go ahead.
Well, you get the Falcons, so that's at least there's some hope that that'll happen for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to say, so during the Eagles game, when it looked like everything was lost, I left my friend's house. I was furious. And I was listening to your guys' live stream during the game. And that was when everything started to turn around. I think it was the Eagles game where, it looked like we were about to lose. And then we just turned it around, and it was incredible. I was so happy.
That was so you're listening. You're like, what the fuck?
I had to leave my friend's apartment and walk home. I was like, all right, let me listen to the game. And you guys were live streaming, and I was like, all right. So now every time the game is headed in the shitter, which is every week, I put you guys on, I turn off the TV, and it's misery loves company. So it's so good.
Yeah. Well, and there's that little bit of hope. Like maybe the trick will work again. Maybe if I turn them on, it'll turn around something. I know, man. I do all kinds of stuff like that. Like I change jerseys, all shit that means nothing, right? But I do it. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I have about 4 lucky shirts that never work. So
right. I know, that's why I was happy I got some new jerseys this year, because like I had my lucky jerseys, but dude, I mean, how lucky can they be? I don't have anything lucky.
Yeah, I bought the Curtis Martin 80s throwback, which he wasn't even on the team, but when they wore those jerseys, but still, I thought it was just such a slick jersey. and every time I've worn it, we've lost this year. So now I can't even wear it with joy.
Yeah, I mean, it makes everything suck, doesn't it?
It's
just the worst. Now let me ask Max real quick, and I got a few more guys I want to bring on, but I want to. Where are you in the whole thing? It's kind of like the theme of the week right now. Are you on the side of like just tear it down and burn it and start over, or are you on the side of kind of run it back?
Yeah, so I think we have to run it back. Listen, I heard someone say earlier, Joe Douglas has been the most competent GM we've had probably since Tannenbaum. So I'm not ready to just get rid of him. And Saleh, I think, is great to be able to turn the defense from what were we ranked 32nd or 31st his first year here. And now we're a top 5 defense. I don't think that's anything to just scoff at. I would hope that, Hackett could turn it around with Rodgers, but I would be totally on board if Rodgers was okay with it, with getting rid of Hackett, because Hackett, if Rodgers goes down again, listen, he's going to be 40 years old coming off this Achilles. We don't know how he's going to be. We hope for the best because he seems to be a freak of nature, but you want someone who's going to be able to not just play to Aaron Rodgers' strengths, but also the backup quarterback and, God forbid, the third string quarterback, which has not been the case this year. And to me, it does seem like you don't start Tim Boyle to win games. So I don't know what is going on here.
Something's up. Something's up. It's a great point, though, right? Because, like, if Rodgers goes down, we're stuck with Hackett again.
Yeah.
And, like, clearly, he doesn't look too good. He really doesn't, Max.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, you got any shows coming up? You want to tell anybody where you performing? Max, I don't know if you guys know this. Max is a very, very funny comedian.
Oh, thank you.
You're still performing, right?
I sure am. This weekend I'll be at Stanford's New York Comedy Club. So it's in Stamford, Connecticut. I'll be on both shows, the 7:00 and the 9:30.
All right. If you guys are in the Stamford area, you can go have a good night with our buddy Max.
Hell yeah.
And look, dude, seriously, good to see you again. It's been a minute. Yeah.
Likewise.
And thanks for checking in, brother.
Let me know the next time you're up in Jersey.
I will.
I'll make sure. Have a great rest of the season. I'll be listening every week when things are going bad. So,
all right, there he goes. Thanks, Max.
Fan motto.
Max Antonucci. All right, Ali, I'm gonna bounce you. I'm gonna reach out to you. We'll get you on for a full night if you're up to it. If you even want to. At this point.
For sure. For sure. I feel like this year it's just been such a weird year that like I haven't kept touch with Ryan for a while either. But this is when content creators rejoice because the off season is coming. There's a lot more content, and that's when our content comes up alive. Every year, not the actual season, but it's the off season for the Jets. So I think that's when we're gonna pick up the pace as time flies. So I think we're definitely gonna be on stream a lot. And I'm starting a podcast too. It's literally called Football Therapy.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm gonna have a lot of guests on there. I'm gonna obviously have all you guys on as well at some point. So we'll see how this goes off season.
Yeah. Hey, what a great, I'm not terribly sad, but great point. The off season's coming. That's when we shine. That's the best time of year for us. When they actually start playing football, that's when it sucks. All right. Loyal New York Jets fans, everybody. Ali, good to see you, man. And we'll have him on again soon. There he goes, everybody. Let's say hello to a butthole that needed a ride, and then we're going to bring him on, and then we got James coming on in a few minutes. So, James, we'll get right to you. And let's say hello to Nick Shine. What's he doing?
What's up,
he's sitting in the empty MetLife Stadium. What are you doing there?
I'm just looking where Rodgers got hurt and hoping he doesn't get hurt there again this year. Hopefully
Is that what you just
push that off to next year. You're
guarding that spot. Don't stand there.
I'm like, don't want to play from here. let's keep him away. How's everyone doing? Your buddy Max, great joke. He has 4 lucky New York Jets shirts. That was the best joke I've heard in a long time.
Yeah. Right. He said they're not working. Yeah. I mean, it's a funny thing with our lucky stuff because I have that shit. I mean, this year, right? I have New Jersey. I'm like, let's try, see if I can actually develop a lucky shirt that's real. But
I wear it until we lose, and then it gets scrapped for the season. Like a friend of mine, when I got hurt this summer, when everything was going on, sent me a nice shirt. It's got the skyline of New York City, and it says Mr. Rogers Neighborhood with him standing on it. I wore it to the opener. He gets hurt in the closet. It's like a pajama shirt now. I won't even wear it outside of the house because I know I'm going to get picked on.
You can't. Right? You can't. You know what? It always like I just can't get my head around. I don't judge, right? I'm not judging anybody for anything anybody does. But like when people will wear like a Sanchez jersey or like, some other like embattled player that we had. I can't get my brain like once like a Wilkerson. I think I saw a Wilkerson. It was either when we were there, Chargers, or last week. I forget. But I saw a Muhammad Wilkerson jersey. I'm like, I don't know. I can't. I have a Wilkerson jersey. I won't. It's done. I might as well fucking burn it. I mean, use it to clean my windshield. Like that's the best I can get. It's the most use I'll get out of it. But so you're one of those guys, you can't do that either, huh? You're not able to, like, once something bad happens associated with that shirt, it's over.
I do it for the season. Like I'll write. I was wearing the same outfit for the 3-game winning streak. My son's superstitious too. He's laying out the Quinnen Williams with the Aaron Rodgers t-shirt on, saying, I can't put the jersey on. We've won 3 in a row. Now he's like, all right, this jersey's crap now too. He's like, the sauce that they've lost 3 in a row when we've been there this year. And he's, I don't know what to do, Dad. I'm all out. I'm like, well, I'm not getting you another jersey because we're not winning. You gotta hold off for Christmas, pal.
Yeah, man. Hey, Gunny, you got a lucky jersey? Anything that you think works?
Yeah, I've done the same thing. Like the same jersey that I wore. I was wearing my Aaron Rodgers jersey on opening night. The Jets wind up winning the game. I wore that I didn't wash it, nothing. Wore that until freaking we went on a losing streak. Then I stopped that. Then I realized, like, oh crap, you know what? I didn't freaking we won against the Eagles, and I was like, oh man, I didn't do a prediction video for the Eagles that week. I'm not doing prediction videos anymore because that helped us beat the Eagles. So I didn't do prediction videos for like freaking 3 weeks, and then I was just like, all right, well that stopped working. I can do prediction videos again. So now I'm right there with you guys, man. Like I always say like I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little bit stitious. But in all actuality, like I do the same thing. I don't wash jerseys when we're on win streak. I won't wear the same. Like the Dallas game. That's when I decided to put the Aaron Rodgers jersey up. I was like, yep, it's a wrap for that one. That was done. It's got no magic left. So, like, yeah, I get it. I'm very much in the same boat.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's bring James on, see if he has a lucky hat or something that can help us. So let's say, James, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. First off, GreenBean, I love you, bro. You're awesome, man. Watch you all the time. Everybody on here. Love you guys. Keep up the content.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I wash? No, I don't. I don't wash anything. No, no, no. That's awesome. If I have a Jets shirt and we won the game, no. Excuse my language, or I keep that fucking thing dirty. I don't give a shit. I do not care at all. But let me ask you guys a question. Let me switch it up because my concern is, like everybody else, he's gonna come back too fast, right? He's gonna come back way too fast, and I think it's starting to become more of an ego thing than a productive. A productive comeback. So, do you guys think that he's pushing it too far, too soon, or because I want to see him back? Because what the fuck? Sorry, what else do we have right now?
Yeah,
what else
That's a really good point.
So, like, what do you guys think that we should do? You think that Salah, the limp dick that he is, I'm sorry, I love him. I love his defensive mentality, but he should be the one to put the kibosh on it and say, listen, that's it. It's done. Yeah, forget about this year. It's over. Because we beat the Falcons, right? We're 5-7. If we get to 6-7, then we can have that discussion. But even still, if we get to the Commanders, what is it, Christmas Eve? and we're 6-7. It all depends on how everything is shaking out. What do you guys think? That's what I'm curious
Well,
about.
it's right. Well, look, let's talk about this with you, James. Jeremy, what do you think? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is coming back too quick? Do you think that this is real? Do you think that he should? Where are you on this whole thing? You think it's dumb?
Man, I'm not a doctor, but if there are doctors out there that are saying there's extra risk, I know that there's things where have to heal and get stronger. Your bone have to, there's a lot of science to this. Like, you might not be in as much pain, but that doesn't mean it doesn't take time. I mean, even I got a tooth implant. I had to wait 6 months because it takes that long to strengthen in the bone, So I'm not a doctor. I know this. I think what we're saying, and I think that we're all on the same page on this, is it's all about the math. If we're mathematically alive and Rodgers can come back and play, he's going to play. If we're not mathematically in it, it's the most absolutely outrageous, unnecessary, risky thing I think you can do.
I think that's a good way to say it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, James.
No, I agree with Jeremy 100%. If we're mathematically eliminated, come back, that's just straight fucking ego and stupidity, and that's something we need to not have happen. But if somehow we win these next 2 games, I know, all Jets fans know, we're gonna be all worked up.
Oh yeah.
Every one of us right here will be so worked up, and we'll say, Aaron, come back. Maybe we get to 7-7, and then 8-7, and then 9-7, and then 10-7. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to really, because I usually have an opinion on everything involving this team, but right now I'm like I don't know how to feel. So
yeah. Well, you know what you're right about? I'll tell you this. Number one, I think the concern thing is valid, right? But I kind of got to this place, James, where very similar to what Jeremy said, like, we're not doctors, right? If doctors are saying he's good, then fucking who are we? But I have to say, I'm at a place like kind of what you alluded to, which is, what else do we have? If he wants to come out there and risk everything and we get some exciting football and he breaks his legs and he's done, then so be it. Then we know we got to use our top 5 pick for a quarterback, So what?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at this point, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But if we win these, if we could get these next 2 games, right, and we get to 6-7, that could be pretty special, that Miami game. That could be fun. But
good.
Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But
I mean, if I could chime in real quick, GreenBean, Salah might not have to put the kibosh on this. Tim Boyle might put the kibosh on this. I mean, we're talking about 2 wins. Can we get 2 touchdowns in the next 2 weeks? Like,
that's the thing.
What?
Who knows?
I mean, we do have some reinforcements coming back on the line, right? We might have Schweitzer. Who would thought Schweitzer would be a massive upgrade when the season started? But we're like, yeah, but compared to everyone else,
McGovern coming back would be nice. Maybe McGovern goes to right guard.
Yeah, like we're getting guys to come back now that we didn't have much faith in, and now we're like, please come back, please come back. It's so bad.
We miss you. We miss you, man. Average is good. Average is good.
It's like when I break up with a woman and she's like, oh, wait, Nick, please come back. I'm like, oh, it was worse.
That's right. You were worse out there. What's up, James? Go ahead.
Is McGovern average? Is he? Because
maybe at best.
I don't know. We haven't really seen him at guard. He's just been center for us.
Yeah.
He's better than the trash we have out there right now.
Well,
Max
not
Mitchell
Tittman, though. Tittman's been playing well at center. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to take Tittman from center. So I don't know. If you want to move Tittman to guard, whatever, but it does bolster the line. McGovern coming back would help the interior of the line because we are in trouble. No doubt.
Yeah. You have Lakin, Tittman, McGovern, right? So that interior would be somewhat solidified. And then Becton, I'm a fan of Becton.
Me too.
You want to call a truther? I like Becton. I think he's not only is he a fucking massive human being, I think he's talented. As far as Max Mitchell, not a fan at all. And I think if Dwayne Brown, right? He's a veteran. He's 30, 39, 30, 38, somewhere around there. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So go learn the right tackle position. You've been on the shelf for how many weeks now? You need to, like, I understand it's different. You know, the way you punch, the way you set, it's different. But come on, you could learn that position.
That's what I'm saying. Well, listen, James, I want to thank you for chiming in, dude. It's real nice to have you here. We'll talk about it. Hang out. But, hey, listen, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it, man. It's good to see you, and we'll talk about that for a little bit. Let's see what we think about the offensive line with this guy. Let's see what this guy has to say. Jake, what are you doing, buddy?
Hey! Well, I saw you were on, and I remembered that I was possibly going to come on tonight. So I'm like, well, here I am.
Did I forget to follow up on? I did, didn't I?
I thought I was maybe going to be at this Knicks game that's on right now, but I ended up not going. So I'm here. I'm ready.
Dude, Jake, I was just talking about you because I decided to open up, the phone lines, for lack of a better word. And I was like, I reached out to Jake a while back and I said, how do you stop all like the porn and everything? And you were like, what are you fucking talking about? I said, every time I open the phone line, somebody calls in and they're showing porn or they say some inappropriate shit. You've never had that. Tonight, I had it. We did the first time I've done it in a year. And somebody called in, I guess pretending to be Kareem, like on your show. You've seen that, Kareem Carson?
Kareem is Jets forever.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I have banned that account 85,000 times. They just keep making new ones every time.
It's incredible.
It's like Jeremy with a DoorDash account.
Yeah. So it was just a crazy thing. I mean, this was kind of tame we've had people like just put up videos real quick. It's like a whole porn thing, for God's sake. But this has been kind of mild.
I haven't dealt with that. That's I don't know. I'm gonna like knock on some wood or something over here. Like that's crazy.
Knock on wood, man. It has never not happened for a double negative fun fest. It has never not happened here. We kept the streak alive tonight. So Jake, what do you think about, we're getting potentially Dwayne Brown, Connor McGovern, Wes Schweitzer, this influx of what we were happy to lose a few weeks back. How do you feel? Is this going to bolster the line? Is this good for us?
One man's trash is another man's treasure, baby.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it can't hurt, but are we actually going to see Dwayne Brown? Like, he's activated to the roster, but is he actually playing, or they're just saving face that they don't want to look bad that they activated him off IR and he truly couldn't play? So I don't know. I have some questions there. Anyone know where Roger Saffold is? Right? Is he still alive? Is he still on the team? Remember, he was the big trade deadline move. They signed him to elevate him to the 53. I mean, do we know he's still on the planet? Has anyone asked Salah about that? It's crazy to me. So it can't be worse than what they've been putting out there. But I don't know if these guys coming back is going to make the Jets look like, the 09 Jets offensive line. But it definitely will be better. And plus, you're also playing, a defense that's not nearly as good as the Bills or the Dolphins defense. So at least in theory, we could argue it should look a little better on Sunday.
That would be really nice. I mean, look, and I'm one who, even though the offensive line is clearly not good, I'm still one that maintains they've played well enough for much of the game that the quarterback had plenty of opportunity to make plays, and we just didn't do it. And the offensive line kind of gets blamed. Again, they're not playing well. They're not a great offensive line, but they're doing enough. So I think if you added Connor McGovern, maybe stick him at right guard, which he played, I think it was right guard in Denver. Keep Tippmann at center, or you just put him at center and move Tippmann to guard. He can play. Tippmann's young. He'll play anything. I think that would help a lot. And if Dwayne Brown comes back, you move Beck into the right side, whatever the hell you got to do. It could be something. And we, what do you think of what the previous caller said? If we win the next 2 games, if we pull out Atlanta and Washington, damn well we're gonna buy in again. You know it, right, Jake? Do you see it that way?
Of course. I mean, look, they got to actually like win the first game first. But even if they win on Sunday, half the fan base is going to be talking themselves into, well, they just win one more. Aaron's going to come back for the Dolphin game now, so that's coming too. They got to win this first game. It's not crazy they win on Sunday. I know we're all down in the dumps. I don't think they're nearly as bad as how they've looked the last couple of weeks. They're not as good as they looked, if you will, when they were like squeaking out wins and they got off to the 4-3 start. But I don't see this team losing 10 straight to end the year. So to me, there's at least another win or 2 on the schedule. And this one feels like the most winnable left other than maybe the New England game, but we never beat New England. So this feels like maybe the most winnable game left if you really look at it.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. Trevor, like you brought up Saffold. If Boyle sucks, like the first nothing, we get 1 third down in the whole first half. Is there any possibility that we see the other ghost of this team, Trevor Simeon? You think we see him? Is it possible?
Only the Jets can have ghosts on their teams. It's unbelievable. We better. I mean, I wanted Simeon to start last week. I still want him to start this week. Part of me says, of course they'll put him in if Boyle struggles because their season's truly on the line. But we could have said the same thing last week too. Their season was truly on the line to not be 4-6 and drop to 4-7. So I don't know. Like Simeon, I think should play, but I'm not banking on it. If it's close at halftime, Salah might justify it and be like, well, we're in the game with Tim Boyle. All we need is 1 drive, and we're in this. We got a chance. Because remember, the only time he benched Zach Wilson this year is when they were down like 29-6 to the Bills in the first place.
Yeah. And that was even last year. Like Salah had those opportunities to kind of pull Zach, and we were like a field goal away, and he just wouldn't. I don't know. I don't have much hope that he'll pull.
The Patriot game last year, they went to Mike White. They win that game, and who knows what happens the rest of the way.
And who knows? And let me tell you, Mike White was on the sideline with his helmet on that game. He was like standing there. It's like they told him, hey, get ready. And they were like, they just couldn't pull the trigger. Zach's going to squeak it out. He's going to do it. And they just, I don't know. They're kind of stubborn in that way, where at least Salah will say that. Salah's very stubborn. He gets stuck. It's like a loyalty, whatever it might be, but it's definitely a net negative. So far, he just like sometimes you got to pull guys like even Lazard. Like I thought Lazard should have been pulled 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah,
it's like it's good to see you do it, but fucking too little, too late, so to speak. But yeah, maybe we see this Simeon guy. I mean, hey, look, nothing would make me happier than for Tim Boyle to toss it all over the field and just show, hey, man, I just needed a couple weeks to get my feet under me. Okay,
30
great.
more starts. We don't know if he's any good, right? Isn't that the rule? Zach Wilson,
I heard that.
We can't say he's bad yet.
I had that on today. I think it was today's show, but I put it on while I was doing work, and it was after you were live, and you were fucking banning people. You were throwing everybody into the stupid zone. I mean, it was really a funny show. And then you were like, somebody said that, like, well, Tim Boyle. He said, well, we got to wait 30 starts. Isn't that the thing? That's when you finally know if somebody's good or not.
We'll know mid-2026 what Tim Boyle really is. 2026, we'll be able to draw a line.
Right.
That's a failure in Connecticut or never playing in Green Bay. 2026 is where we can put a pin in it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the logic behind the Zach Wilson support. It's like we haven't seen enough. We haven't seen him with this. Oh, we need a new offensive coordinator. Bring him. Now, maybe Hackett's not the best offensive coordinator or anything, but how many different alignments and allotments of different how many different scenarios does he need? Does he need absolute perfection around him before he's going to succeed? If that's the case, then he sucks. You know what I mean?
If Tommy DeVito is better than him already. Like, what are we doing? It's over. The Wilson truthers, you fought hard. I respect it. It's over. We're done.
Yeah,
you're killing me.
He's
shout out to your
QB.
dad,
Are
by
you
the
a
way.
Zach Wilson truther? Are you a
I
Zach
want
truther?
Dwayne Brown to get a cut block call for the first pass with Boyle, and then another one with Simeon, and get Zach back in there because I think that's out of these 3. That's our best chance.
Christmas.
But that's our
Holy
best chance
shit.
of these 3 quarterbacks.
How
I'm
do you
saying
know?
Zach can win, But I'm just saying, out of the
How do you know? How do you, dude? Have you not seen enough?
I'm not saying Zach is a long-term answer. I'm saying with
That's
what
what you're
we
saying.
have, that might be our best opportunity. You get Schweitzer back, you get Becton back, you get Brown back.
Schweitzer.
We were winning games earlier with it, and now everyone's stuffing the box. We can't get a run game going.
Now that's what they did the last two. Let me just tell you a secret. Let me tell you, that's not what they're doing now. That's what they've been doing Zach Wilson's entire career. Like, this is the thing that I say to Zach Wilson truthers, and now I'm saying it to you, Mr. Shine, is this.
Oh, no last name.
If you want to know whether Zach's good or not, you just need to look at how defenses play the Jets.
Correct.
Every single NFL team plays the Jets the exact same way. Make Zach Wilson beat you. Give him every opportunity. Just load the box, take away his running game, leave his wide receivers man on our cornerback, and see if he can fucking find an open receiver, and he can't do it.
I agree, but I think it's better than what we have with right now. I think
Why
it's
not
better
play
than
Simeon and
Simeon and
find
Boyle.
out?
Exactly. We didn't see Simeon.
But his best asset is his legs, and they've designed nothing to use that to our advantage.
Well,
the
he
only
also
time
never
he's running is like
runs
when
enough
to run
himself.
for his life. There's
But
been
he
no
doesn't run
rollout.
Great
enough,
point,
man.
Jake. Great point. I was just going to say that.
We
How
were
many
at the Charger
times?
game, GreenBean. Remember the play where he has 10, 15 yards all by himself and he flips it to Michael Carter? Like, he has no confidence in the pocket. He doesn't see the field. He doesn't realize that he is a really good athlete and can use his legs. And, you know, of course, the one time he does it in the Raider game, he steps out at the 3-yard line. They don't even end up scoring a touchdown on it because of the Uzama penalty. So like, we just can't get nice things. Even when Zach makes a nice play, we don't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's just it. And this is what epitomizes the entire thing. This is the truth of Zach Wilson. He's scared.
Yeah.
He's afraid. You see it. There was the one play earlier in the season where Conklin was opening the end zone. He went like this. He saw him. He was gonna throw it. He was wide open. He pulled it back, ran. He ended up getting sacked, whatever the hell it was. And then it's like he's afraid. He's afraid to let it go. He won't throw it to the spot and throw his receiver open. They have to be open for him to throw it. And he, like, just like we're saying, he won't just take off. The only positive I can really say is that he's limited the running backwards 25 yards.
Yeah.
That's where our bar is. Well, hey, he's not running back 25 fucking yards. Well, who does that in the first place? I've never seen anything like it.
I can't even run 25 yards. I'm a little envious of that.
Well, there's that. But dude, have you ever? I mean, they go, "Oh, Fran Tarkenton." Well, all right, Fran Tarkenton, number one, had an illustrious career, right? Yes, he was erratic and all that shit, but we have to go back to the early 70s to find a comparison for that madness. And the thing is, at the end of the play, Fran Tarkenton, you know what he did? He ran forward. He would get a whole bunch of yards. He would air it out. He was something else, man. Now, he lost a bunch of Super Bowls. He never got the ring, if I remember correctly. But, dude, Fran Tarkenton and Zach Wilson are not in the same bushel. They're not. So, I don't know, man. It's a funny thing. But, yeah, I think here we go. Tim Boyle. Sam Aiken talking about Aaron Rodgers here. We were talking about, is it too soon, Jake? Is it too soon to bring him back? Are we risking the next year and everything? And it's like, it comes down to, like, wouldn't you want to see if he wants to come back? If their doctors are saying he's good, the Jets want, everybody wants, let him come back. Maybe we get something to watch. Are you in that camp?
You know, I think I'm getting there. Honestly, after reading his quotes today, he did like the beat reporter sit down where they weren't allowed to film it, which is why there's no video of it, but he said a lot. I think I'm kind of getting there, honestly. If he wants to come back and he's willing to take the chance of him getting hurt and he's okay with rehabbing again, and he already said he's going to be good for 2024. His quote was, "What's the worst that could happen?" Like, all right, if he's good with it and he wants to play, you know what? F it. All right, because I'm sick and tired of watching just garbage quarterback play the last decade. And if he wants to play and he's willing to risk it and he wants to play at a high level, that will excite me. So you know what, Rodgers, you want to come back? He's coming, whether we like it or not. Let's be real. This guy's coming back. Whether they're in it or not, he's playing, so I'm going to embrace it. Let's go, Aaron. Let's win some games, and let's build on something to be excited about because we've had nothing all year.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too. I've had it. Like, I don't care anymore.
Whatever.
You
He wants to play. Let him go out there. Like, what's the line in Rocky that you said on my
So
show? If he dies, he dies.
Right, that's what I said. If he dies, he dies. Right.
So then here's my counter to that, right? So everybody's saying at least it gives us an opportunity to go ahead and go into the offseason, like, you know what I'm saying, on an uptick with some more hope. What if Aaron Rodgers comes back and he can't get this offense running because we don't have the playmakers? Because
We fire Hackett. It's a win for everyone.
Well, then you know.
It will be a
right.
offseason,
That it's Hackett.
not knowing what we have.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win. And even like you said, if he gets hurt, if he's willing to go, fuck it. I didn't mind this rehab. Wasn't so bad. Then go ahead. If you want to do it again, do it again. What do we care? What do we care, man?
I mean, I've never heard dolphins mating or dolphins mating that interesting that he wants to go back to hearing that.
Yeah, I just so you know, I didn't hear anything. I heard a whole bunch of madness on that one. Sounded funny though, you guys. I couldn't decipher. Couldn't decipher what happened there.
Just laugh at everyone collectively.
Yeah, but it must have been funny. Jason Edwards, I knew Zach was dumb when he passed to Michael Carter when he could have run. Exactly. That's what Jake was talking about, right? We were sitting there. We were sitting together. We were like, run. Oh, what was that, man? Like, because we were 50-yard line upper level. We're looking down. And you can see the entire field. And you're like, oh, my God. Like, he has at least 20 yards of real estate. And what you can do with that, Zach, when he gets going, you got to give it to him. He can juke a guy or two. He has that ability to kind of escape and get away, make guys miss. Who knows what that play could have been? But he's afraid. And that's the truth of it. Stepping out of bounds at the 3-yard. What the hell was that, by the way? What was, oh, my God. Can you believe we didn't score a touchdown on that, Jeremy? What the hell was?
We thought we had it in the bag. We were like, finally. And then that penalty, it was just like.
And that was on the Breece Hall touchdown. Breece Hall's touchdown was like he got hit and bulldozed. I was like, yes, we're getting some momentum. We're getting angry. Flag.
But doesn't that summarize the Jets season? We celebrated 2 touchdowns that didn't even count.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Being there was excruciating, too. It was awful. I mean, like the weekend was great till the game, but oh my God, the amount of Jet fans that made the trip to not even see a touchdown, just ridiculous.
That should have been his that tight end's last play of the year, in my opinion. I was done with him on that penalty. That was
He had
it.
3 penalties in the first half of that game, Uzama. He was horrific.
He should have been done for the rest of the year.
Yeah. All right, look, I'm going to go Mr. Downtown, and then we're going to bring Daniel Murphy on. Nick, I'm going to let you go so I can bring Daniel on, buddy. Good to see you, man. Have a great night, but we'll do this little Mr. Downtown thing. Nick, we'll get you on soon, okay, buddy?
Yeah, be good, boys. Good seeing you guys.
Have a good night. And then we'll but real quick, before I bring you on, Daniel, what does JD have to do next year to save his ass? What do you think, Jake? I mean, do you think like next year? So he's going to be here next year, right? We're pretty much sold on that. What does he have to do next year to save his ass?
Is it fair to say win? Are we at a point now where that's allowed?
Yeah.
Like have a winning season, make the playoffs.
Right.
Probably at minimum make the playoffs, right? Like even if they're a wild card team, like if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's gone. And let's be real, if they're the 7th seed and lose, I don't know if I want to bring everyone back after that. Like, he'd been here long enough. Like, let's go compete for the division next year and win at least a playoff game. They should be gone now, in the opinion of many. So they're getting a mulligan because of the week 1 injury to Rodgers. You don't get another mulligan next year. Have Brissett or Minshew as your backup. Get a number 1 wide receiver next to Garrett. Improve the offensive line again. And the defense, if you do nothing on defense, besides maybe re-sign Huff, this team's ready to win. Just fix what needs to be done on offense that we all could have pointed out last offseason. Like, we all felt like backup quarterback's a concern. Receiver depth, once Corey Davis retired, could be a concern. And the offensive line, they didn't do enough. We had concerns about it. And that's the biggest reason why they're 4-7 right now. So Douglas is lucky he's done so well with a lot of the other stuff. So he better go out there and win. Otherwise, they're all going to be out of a job.
Yeah. I want to tell you, too, Kareem Carson just hopped back in the queue.
Jets forever.
But he left. I'm telling you right now, whoever you are, if no face, there he is again. He's back.
That's what I do, though, GreenBean. Maybe that's why I've been lucky. I've never had someone on the show that I can't see their face in the green room before.
Yeah, I don't. I did it tonight because I thought it was. I'm like, oh, Kareem, I'm dying to see what that. I'm dying to meet this freaking guy. Kareem.
Shadow
But
realm.
generally, there would be guys sitting there with their faces. They would go, "Hey, I wanted to talk about the Jet," and they would hit a button and it would be porn. So I don't know, but let's
Can't
bring
have
Daniel out. Let's bring Jake. You want to hang out a few more minutes?
Yeah, I might have to get up at about 5 to get a charger because my computer's at 22%, but I'm here.
Yeah. All right. Let's say hello to Daniel Murphy. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey guys, how we doing today?
Very.
Hey, GreenBean. I actually called in on that show. I remember it was the only time I think you ever had guests on like that, and it was just crazy because
Remember
like
that?
they were fooling you. There was people like they were sitting at like a computer desk or whatever and everything. Like it just looked like a legitimate person, and then all of a sudden it was just like N-words and Nazi symbols and porn, just all kinds of
Yeah,
crazy
it was
stuff
crazy.
going on. We're like, wow.
Remember they
So-
had it, like they were all using like the same clips. It was like they were a group. It was like the Lion King, something to do with the Lion King and like right racial slurs and the
Yeah.
anal. I was like, what the? And they were all do the same thing. It was like we got bombarded. It's like the Tom Grossi bombardment, but with porn.
Yeah,
So,
and I've
yeah.
always wondered how Jake does it because he does it every day, and he knows he's never had that problem. So it's weird, but maybe it's just your particular fandom there, GreenBean. You just
Yeah,
get some,
it's
get
what I
some of those
attract.
real weirdos.
Maybe that's what it is, Daniel. That's pretty good. I think that's as good a guess as any.
So a couple things I wanted to touch on was I was wondering is that dog from Air Bud, is it maybe available in free agency? Because we could really use a receiver, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Anybody.
I mean, it's probably start over Lazard, but yeah, and then so the thing about Aaron Rodgers coming back, I wanted to point out that like a lot of people aren't really talking about. Like if he does come back, like not only like everybody, you know, people mention obviously he's really good. He diagnoses defense as well. He can make line adjustments. All that stuff is very impactful. He has good pocket presence. He knows when to step up, when to step out, different things like that. But we all know because we've seen it firsthand. We're usually on the other end of it. Anytime you play an elite quarterback, like a face of the NFL type of quarterback, they get calls all the time, even if it has nothing to do with them, even if it's not a roughing the passer penalty or whatever. That team always gets the calls. That's just how it goes. And I think if Aaron comes back, I think we will just all of a sudden start getting more calls or maybe a blind eye turned to some of our holds or something like that.
Well, look, Daniel, and thank you, buddy. I appreciate you checking in. When I come back next time, I want to see you come back. You know what Jake does is that he now knows everybody that's calling. Like he has the crew. He has it like he goes
the
"Oh, yeah."
regulars.
Right, the regulars. That's what we got to do. So Daniel, you got to be one of my regulars so I can make sure I weed through my seedy fandom or whatever it might be. But yeah, Dan, we're gonna talk about that. But thank you, man. It's good to see you again, buddy. So wait, what did he say again? I lost my train of thought. I got all porned up. What did he say, Jeremy? Do you remember? I was looking at Kareem. Wait, what did he say? I just had a comment.
Rodgers
Shit.
is good at football.
Oh no, yeah, no, right. No, he said so the elite quarterbacks get calls. Guys, Aaron Rodgers played for us for 4 plays. We got a call. We got a defensive holding call that gave us the first down.
Yeah.
Just like that. 4 plays. We got a call because of the quarterback. And it wasn't like an egregious holding. It's Aaron Rodgers. So I agree with that, man. I think, you know, when you look, it took Zach Wilson 2 years to get a roughing the passer penalty. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, you know, all these guys, they get it, you know, once, twice a game. Every game. If you touch them, they call a roughing the passer. They can grab Zach by his ankles and smash him on the ground. It doesn't matter. They don't call it. What was that 2 weeks ago? Dom C was putting it in Twitter. What's with the teabagging? Remember that, Jeremy? We were like, why are they were like tackling him, Buffalo, and they were like rubbing their asses on his face. And it was It was a whole weird thing that they were doing to him. No calls.
It was outrageous. If you did that to Aaron Rodgers, there would have been 3 flags.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the other benefit of getting someone. Not only can he play football, but he gets calls. That's important. That's important stuff. It's like they lean that way. You get the benefit of the doubt, and that's valuable, man. It's like throwing it downfield. You got a 50-50 shot. It's going to be a pass interference. That's why you do it. If you don't make the play, like you got the chance to make the big play, but if not, there's another potential positive, getting the call. And then, it's just, I don't know. It makes no sense that we don't do it at least twice a game.
Well,
We
don't
do
tell
it.
that to Hackett, GreenBean. Hackett said they're taking too many shots. He can't keep up with the amount of shots they're taking downfield.
Yeah, they're pushing, right? They're pushing it. He said. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm
he
pushing.
says he's pressing, and then they ask, well,
Pressing.
how? He's like, we're getting away from what we do well. We got too many different things. We're taking too many shots. I'm like, did you guys throw a ball other than the Fail Mary past the five yards down the field this past week? What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, I think he might be brain damaged. Like, I think something might be wrong with him. What do you think of the whole thing? Like, Russell Wilson looks good again, man. Like that's. Yeah. Is there anything more aggravating than that? Like
here's the comp. Like, we've seen this. Like, Nathaniel Hackett is Adam Gase with Peyton Manning. That's it. Adam Gase sucked as a head coach twice. It's amazing he got another job, but you could thank Christopher Johnson for that one. And obviously, Hackett was an unmitigated disaster last year, but Gase had Peyton Manning. Hackett has Rodgers. Like, it's the same thing. Neither guy is good, but they hit it off with a Hall of Fame quarterback, and that's really all it takes.
I can't believe we hired Hackett. Gase. And now and look, like we talked about on your show the other day, we had Paul Hackett, we had Dad, we hated him. And now here we are with his son. We fucking hate him. It's like, I don't know what this is with us. But you know what's interesting? I wanted Mike McCarthy in that coaching cycle. That was my guy. There was the Matt Rule guys, there was the Munkin guys, right? All kinds of people.
Yes.
But I was firmly in the Mike McCarthy. I was like, I can't believe there is a Super Bowl winning coach that is stated publicly, the only team I will coach for this year is the New York Jets. If they don't want me, I'm going to take a year off and reevaluate. What is that? We had a young Sam Darnold who showed promise. Mike McCarthy said, give me that kid. I'll make him into something. And we go and we choose Adam Gase. Now, the only problem with that, looking back, is that who knows if McCarthy would have had the gumption to get rid of McCagnon. McCagnon was truly awful. Like, he had 5 drafts. We have 1 player. 1. And that's Quinnen Williams. Everybody else was hot garbage. I mean, maybe you could make a case for Leo. Leo Williams was a good player, but he was never great. He was never what he was supposed to be. But I mean, 5 drafts, and they were the kind of drafts that made no sense. At least with Joe Douglas, he might miss on guys, but you can see it. It makes sense. Like, you can see what he's doing. And McCagnon, you had no idea what he was doing. At any given time, he could take anything. It didn't make any sense. So maybe McCagnon and McCarthy would have sucked just as bad. I don't know, man. I'm at a loss these days. The only thing that makes sense to me right now is that Tim Boyle is playing because the Jets are tanking, Jake. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's so bad. I mean, to go from Izzik to McCagnon, like what did we do to deserve this life? It's disgusting. It really is. It's horrible. And that's why it's like, I want to be patient with Douglas, because he has to be done a lot of good, and he's won trades, and he's gotten good UDFAs, and he's made some good claims off waivers. Like, you look at this team, like, I think you said it on my show the other day, GreenBean. It's a line I use all the time now. How'd you feel about them on September 10th? It doesn't excuse Douglas for everything, because handling the quarterback has been atrocious with Zach and not getting a backup. Everyone knows, but it's why it's like, do I really want to start over and fire these guys? Like, I don't think I do. If they lose 10 in a row, my opinion probably changes, in January. But I don't want to start over again. I think they could win with this group if they just make the changes we all know they got to make.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I am too. And that's a great way to look at it, right? Like, remember how we felt. Like, we can look at it now and deconstruct it and go, oh, this sucks, that sucks. And yes, we had our gripes, but we thought this team was going to be somebody. And that's because of the guys that we had. We were happy with Saleh. We were happy with Douglas. We were happy with Wilson. We were happy with Brees. We were happy. We had lots to be happy about. Now that we're not winning and our offense is the worst that the NFL's ever seen, and we look at it a little differently. It's hard to get around that.
Worse than the
Yeti-
Gase year. How are we worse than the Frank
Worse than
Gore, Adam Gase offense? It's insane. They had Brees and Garrett Wilson by accident. You should be able to score 20 points a game.
Yeah, it's truly it's almost impressive, honestly. If you look at
It is.
it's hard to be this bad consistently. K Yeti checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, I sometimes think of a Jets fan broke down in Utah in 2031, walks into Wilson's tires and drops a jammy on Zach's left eye just for old time's sake, right? Like where will Zach Wilson be in 2031? But I'm going to tell you, K Yeti, that's a beautiful thought. But Zach Wilson's going to be living on the top of a mountain in a huge mansion because he's done quite well for himself. And anybody that says, I feel bad for Zach, you need to reevaluate your life because there's nothing to feel bad. The fact that he couldn't hack it in the NFL, it just is what it is. That's the top of the top of the top. So what? He couldn't make it. He made fucking, $20 million, $25 million. He hangs out with supermodels. He comes from a $1 billion family. He's fine, everybody. He's about as good looking can be. You know what I mean? What the hell is there to feel bad about?
Trade places with him.
Trade places in a second.
Seconds.
I'd happily suck at NFL level football.
To be exactly.
You know?
I do suck at NFL football. I can't even play in an 80-year-old and over league.
Well,
and
that's the difference. You suck at a Pop Warner level football. It's different. Like, you know what I did? You know what I did? You know what I'm doing? It's so cold here right now. Like it was tonight's a little warmer. It's only 39 degrees. So, but the last few days, it was in 15 degrees, 10 degrees, all that. So I got chickens, right? So I'm trying to keep my chick. So this is what I'm doing. I'm standing at 9 at night. I'm standing in a fucking shit-filled chicken coop with a heater, trying to feel like I'm trying to place it and see where I can heat up the chick. That's what I'm doing. Feel bad for Zach Wilson. Get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with everybody? Let's say hello to Johnny. Let's see what Johnny has to say. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What up, Johnny?
Hey man, just came on here. We start this Sunday with Atlanta, 6-0 run. It's happening.
There you go.
I'm manifesting it. I'm stuck at the airport in Miami. It sucks. Been here.
You're at Miami Airport? Where are you going?
Yeah. We in Cuba tomorrow. So
I
was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock this morning, but
Miami Airport
and all that. You know, dude, how it is, GreenBean over here in leaving out of Richmond.
Yeah,
Richmond Airport.
Richmond's sweet, dude, isn't it? Oh, dude,
hey, but I just want to come and show
Airport,
some love.
Johnny, Richmond Airport is so quiet. Like I've literally pulled up there and thought it was closed. I shit you not. I'm like, I've actually parked my car and walked in and looked, and they're like, yeah, there's attendance and just quiet.
That's how it was this morning. That's exactly how it was. We were all like, it was like, wow, we could park our car here, leave it. We had space, so it was pretty dope, man.
Yeah, Miami's a different bird.
And our savior Aaron Rodgers comes back and beats the commies. That's my take on it. So hey, man, this is pretty dope. You doing this, GreenBean? Wanted to come and show some love. Jake, Gunny, Mr. Chaos over there, JETS, Jets.
All right,
6-0
awesome.
run starts now.
There you go. I like it. Johnny, safe travels, my friend. Good to see you. Miami Airport sucks. Let me tell you something. It's like when I lived down there, there were lots of times wherever we were going, we could go out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami. I would take Fort Lauderdale and a layover over Miami. I was like, I'm not going to Miami. It's the worst.
I love the West Palm Beach Airport in that area.
That's the best one.
That's my go-to.
That's the best one down there. Fort Lauderdale used to be like that, but in the past 10 years, they've literally doubled the Fort Lauderdale Airport. It's a whole, now it's not as nice. West Palm's the good one. I love West Palm Airport. But Richmond's got it over everybody. I'm telling you, I've never seen an airport like it, dude. You pulled in, it's like no one there. It's fucking amazing. All right, who else we got here? We got anybody? All right. There we go. I saw it. There it is. All right. Jason Edwards checking back in. You need testicular fortitude to be a Jets fan. Is that what it is, Jason? I'm starting to feel like I used to feel exactly like I'm starting to think we might just be stupid. That's what I'm starting to think. I'm not sure where I stand anymore. Like, are we just, really strong testicular fortitude? Are we just batshit crazy, stupid people who just keep coming back for more? It's like I said, we want Woody Johnson to make sure this is a winning organization. But the truth is, he bought this team for $600 million. It's now worth $6.1 billion. The business model's fine. He's making money. He's doing it's hand over fist for him. He's doing fine. Why would he care to change it? Why? What's wrong? Nothing wrong from his angle. So I don't know, man.
Would it be, by the way, intestinal fortitude, not testicular fortitude, or was that a joke?
Oh no, he meant it. Intestinal fortitude, testicular fortitude. Is testicular fortitude not real?
I don't think
I've
that's a
never
term.
heard of it before. I
thought it's intestinal fortitude. I googled
See,
it.
I was gonna let it go, but Jake was just like, "Nah, I can't do that. I gotta call this one out."
Well, I think there was a joke there that we missed. I just want to acknowledge I laughed at.
No, I think he was. I think he was going right to it. All right, listen to this. Testicular fortitude was a favorite expression of WWE's Mick Foley in the late '90s.
That's right.
When he was known to wrestling fans as Mankind. But even before Foley got a hold of it, testicular fortitude had circulated for decades as a playful anatomical euphemism for balls, stones, cojones, or what have you. That's from slate.com, everybody. Everybody trusts slate.com. All right, so I'm with you, Jason. Don't worry about it. Testicular fortitude it is. JW, member of the Stream Beaners for 1 month. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the support. Look at this crew, the best. Love Jets, even when we suck. Fuck the world. I know. I mean, what an intro. That is, you said so much in that comment, right? That's like bipolar at its best, W. It's like, oh, that's us. It's like, oh, this is the best. The Jets, I love them. Oh my God, fuck my life. Like that's it. That's the best comment I think that we could have had right then. So I think that's about it, man. We're gonna wrap it up. Jake, thanks for hanging out, man. This was a nice surprise, and thanks for everybody who called in tonight. It's good to see Ali and DK and Nick and Max Antonucci, the comedian up there in New York, New Jersey, called in. Really good night. Was there anybody I missed? Who else did I?
Kareem Carson.
Oh, I knew it. I'm like, Tigo called in. Good group of guys. And as you see right here, Jake Assman closing us out. Why don't you guys tell me what's coming on? Jake, you got anything coming up? You doing any 98.7? You got any anything you want to tell anybody?
Yeah, so I'll be on the national station, ESPN National, probably whatever. I don't know what ESPN affiliate is in your area, GreenBean, but I'll be on 9 to 1 a.m. Sunday night. So I'll be talking about all the NFL games that day and the college games, and then the entire week of Christmas Eve after the Jets post game, I'm doing 4 hours on 98.7, and then morning drive that Tuesday through Friday of Christmas week. I'll be doing the morning show that whole week on 98.7. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It should be fun.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude. Good for you too, man. That's just so cool. Get you out of Houston up here with the Jets, New York. It's so cool.
We love it. If only the Jets didn't suck, it'd be perfect.
It's the only thing missing.
Yep.
The only thing missing. Jeremy, what do you got coming up, buddy?
I'm sorry. I was just imagining Jake when he gets out of the plane in the airport and his dad's waiting for him with the cigar in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
You know my dad. You met him at the game.
I hung with him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What do we got coming up? We got the Atlanta game, man. The live reaction party, man. This has been the only, if I could take one shining thing from this year, aside from hanging out, at the game Monday, the tailgate for the Chargers game. The other thing has been week after week after week of doing the reaction, man. We've had a lot of people joining us, made a lot of new friends. So, as tough as the year's been, we'll just keep it up. We'll keep going and we'll drive through another season.
Yeah, I know. It has been fun. If you guys are out there alone, man, you come hang with us on the for the game on the live streams. I mean, it's the only thing that keeps me together. If I was alone, I would be borderline suicidal. I really would, man. Gunny, what do you got coming up, my friend?
Right now I'm actually just kicking. I'm gonna be kicking back off my own live stream. It's been a while since I've done this, since Taco Tuesday with Gunny. You know what I'm saying? I kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus, but finally my life is in a place where like I have my schedule kind of laid out. I kind of have an idea of where things are going to be going. So I'll be kicking off a Tuesday night live stream show called Hanging Out at the Hangar with Gunny. Looking forward to have y'all pop in with me and whatnot and just chop it up. And then I'm doing a AFTE sit rep live stream on Friday mornings. So yeah, got some live streams coming on. So that's what I got in the work in the pipeline right now.
That's the way. So there it is, everybody. Like Jeremy said, don't forget to come hang out with us this weekend. And as always, it was great to have you all here. And we will see you. Where is it? God damn it. We will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game. Hello?
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.